not being paid for that period. Details to this story and more coming up in the National Report.
The Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts present Youth Week 2018, empowering our youth, shaping our community, protecting our future. The week of activities kicks off on Friday, November 9th with the Minister's Address from 8 p.m. Saturday, 10th November, Health Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cuthbert Peters Park War, and the Fitness Revolution, 3 p.m. Concord Junction. Sunday, 11th November, it's the Peace Concert, Grenville Brush Terminal. On Tuesday, 13th November, ministers meet with the youth at Her Majesty's Prison. Thursday, 15th November from 5 p.m. It's the Imani Graduation, Youth Awards and Gala. And on Friday, 16th through the weekend, it's the National Youth Service Weekend. Every parish get involved. And on Saturday, 17th November, it's Youth Expo, Explosion Fashion and Cultural Day. 2 p.m. until at Hero Square, Victoria in St. Mark. So remember, Youth Week 2018, November 9th to the 17th.
Ministry of Education says teachers who follow GUT directives to stay home run the risk of not being paid for that period. Details to this story and more coming up in the National Report. Welcome back with the National Report. I am Wendy Edmond reporting for today, Wednesday, November 7th, 2018. The Ministry of Education is warning that teachers who elect to follow what it calls the unlawful directive of the President of the Grenada Union of Teachers run the risk of not being paid for the period they do not report to work. The ministry issued a statement expressing concern that GUT President Mr. Lydon Lewis had again instructed all teachers, including temporary teachers, not to report to work on Wednesday, November 7th, for purposes of resting in contemplation of pension. The statement added that teachers are paid to perform the duties and that staying away from work for rest in contemplation of pension is irregular industrial action as defined in the Labor Relations Act. The ministry's statement expressed disappointment that the GUT can take this action against the nation's children and their parents, many of whom may not be able to make alternative arrangements. It added that for the benefit of all teachers in the government service, including temporary teachers, that such a call is in breach of the Labor Relations Act Cap 157A, Section 45, and therefore unlawful, and it is also in breach of the collective agreement between the Government of Grenada and the GUT, specifically Article 16, which is the procedure for the resolution of disputes. It used the opportunity to thank all teachers who continued to teach the nation's children on Monday and Wednesday. Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell is making another call for adequate and predictable grant-based climate change financing to be made accessible to the most vulnerable small island developing states. He was at the time addressing the opening ceremony of the Green Climate Fund Structured Dialogue being hosted by Grenada. The dialogue provides an opportunity to reflect on progress made and lessons learned from the first structured dialogue in Belize. Dr. Mitchell warned that the Caribbean needs to take decisive action to mitigate the effects of climate change, but warns that there must be support in terms of accessible financing.
I want to champion the call to look beyond the per capita gross domestic product of our countries as the yardstick to determine eligibility for concessionary climate financing.
George Farah, alternate member of the GCF board, says climate change is a serious challenge to the sustainable development of small island developing states that also face the problems of being small and vulnerable economies.
The Caribbean region is also suffering from slow onset processes related to climate change, including sea level rise and the reduced availability of freshwater resources, with negative effects on health, agriculture, and food security. Countries of the Caribbean requires urgent and ambitious financial, technological, and technical support on grant and concessional terms to rebuild and to adapt to climate change.
This is the National Report. When we return, more news.
Big business don't participate.
Welcome back. In more news, Grenada did not secure the two-thirds majority it needed to make the Caribbean Court of Appeal its final appellate court in a second referendum, which was held on Tuesday. The case was similar in Antigua and Barbuda, which also voted in a referendum on Tuesday, opting to keep the London-based Privy Council as the final court of appeal. During an interview on GIS television following the results, Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell said he was satisfied that the government gave Grenadians an opportunity to participate in a process that will afford them access to justice at its highest level through constitution reform.
The people have voted based on what they wish to see. So, and as a serious Democrat, it's been accepted. I'm not happy with it, but certainly I've accepted it. And that's always been my position when results of any election is given.
He is saddened that some groups chose to politicize the process and confuse the minds of the electorate.
I am very clear in my conscience that I did the right thing, that I firmly believe that the CCJ is in fact the court that should be dealing with our final judicial system in the region, and I have no doubt that history will prove me right. I will not initiate another attempt at this issue as Prime Minister of the country. This is what I said, and I hold very, very dearly to this particular position. I don't want to be a factor in something not getting there, the desired result, because our children and grandchildren's future is at stake. So if I am the problem for some people, and then why I will not be one to want to interfere with this, and I feel extremely sorry about this. And that has been my position. As I said before, I accept the results of the people who have voted in the country.
Acting Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Alex Phillips, says 22,098 or 28% of registered voters participated in the referendum. 9,846 voted yes to the bill, while 12,133 voted against. In terms of percentage, Phillips said that 45.08% voted yes and 54.39% voted no.
As a result, the two-thirds majority that was needed for the bill to go through, that didn't happen. Therefore, preliminary count shows that the referendum didn't go through.
In the first referendum in 2016, the bill was one of 7 presented for constitution reform, when 12,635 voted against the move and 9,639 in support. Finally, in the national report, Grenada's National Science Fair is only a few hours away, and stakeholders and staff of the Ministry of Education are busy putting the final touches on what promises to be an excellent showcase of scientific talent by the nation's students and stakeholders on Friday, November 9th at the Grenada Trade Center. We get more in this Annette Moore report.
The National Science Fair begins on November 8th with an opening ceremony at 2 p.m., followed by a closed judging session. The following day, Friday, November 9th, begins with the public viewing of projects from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., followed by a closing and prize-giving ceremony at 3 p.m. 60 projects from 45 primary and secondary schools, the TAMCC Science Club, Green Energy, and climate change stakeholders will be on display. Projects will reflect aspects of the theme, which is highlighting STEM solutions for climate change and energy efficiency. Categories for projects include coastlines and the ocean, forestry and biodiversity, food security and soil, water, waste, energy and transport, and mathematics. This event comes on the heels of several district science fairs.
What we have done is we have been having district fairs. And from the district fairs, we'll be choosing the best 10 projects to move on to the national.
Students are also encouraged to execute their projects in the schools and communities.
When they come up with the idea, we provide as much support to improve on it, data-wise, financially. Sometimes we do not have that, but what we do have is some stakeholders coming on board to assist schools to take it from this project phase into the implementation phase.
Sponsors of the National Science Fair include the GEF Small Grants Program through the St. Andrews Development Organization, UNESCO, and GIC in collaboration with Green Energy and Green Apps.
We want to take this opportunity to thank them and to encourage more to come on board.
The public is encouraged to visit the Grenada Trade Center to view the display and to support this event. Prizes will be awarded, including a People's Choice Award, during the prize-giving ceremony on Friday. For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
And that's a wrap of the National Report for today, Wednesday, November 7th, 2018. Recapping the top story, Ministry of Education says teachers who follow GOT directive to stay home run the risk of not being paid for that period. On behalf of all of us in the newsroom, I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for viewing.
The Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts present Youth Week 2018, empowering our youth, shaping our community, protecting our future. The week of activities kicks off on Friday, November 9th with the Minister's Address from 8 p.m. Saturday, 10th November, Health Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cuthbert Peters Park War, and the Fitness Revolution, 3 p.m. Concord Junction. Sunday, 11th November, it's the Peace Concert, Grenville Bus Terminal. On Tuesday, 13th November, Ministers meet with the youth at Her Majesty's Prison. Thursday, 15th November from 5 p.m. It's the Imani Graduation, Youth Awards and Gala. And on Friday, 16th through the weekend, it's the National Youth Service Weekend. Every parish get involved. And on Saturday, 17th November, it's Youth Expo, Explosion Fashion and Cultural Day. 2 p.m. until at Hero Square, Victoria in St. Mark. So remember, Youth Week 2018, November 9th to the 17th. Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
It is said that education is the key to success. The Grenada Development Bank believes this to be the truth, hence the reason we have made it our prerogative to ensure that your key is in safe hands with us. Here is how you can unlock your success with an education loan from the GDB. We offer you 3 loan options. We've got our regular student loan, our work-study student loan, and our special student loan. Our regular student loan is for persons who wish to pursue full-time tertiary level education. If you are a permanent employee who wish to study while continuing your employment, then our work-study loan is for you. Our special student loan is in collaboration with the government of Grenada, geared towards vulnerable persons who would like to pursue higher level education. Remember, you must have proof of admission from a recognized institution here at home or abroad. All our loans are 100% financing with interest rates as low as 5%. Get your funding from GDB today for your tertiary level education, your technical training or vocational training, even professional development, with up to 12 years to repay. Your future success is today. Grab it now.
The Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts present Youth Week 2018, empowering our youth, shaping our community, protecting our future. The week of activities kicks off on Friday, November 9th with the Minister's Address from 8 p.m. Saturday, 10th November, Health Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cuthbert Peters Park, War, and the Fitness Revolution, 3 p.m. Concord Junction. Sunday, 11th November, it's the Peace Concert, Grenville Bus Terminal. On Tuesday, 13th November, ministers meet with the youth at Her Majesty's Prison. Thursday, 15th November from 5 p.m. It's the Imani Graduation, Youth Awards and Gala. And on Friday, 16th through the weekend, it's the National Youth Service Weekend. Every parish get involved. And on Saturday, 17th November, it's Youth Expo, Explosion Fashion and Cultural Day, 2 p.m. until at Hero Square, Victoria in St. Mark. So remember, Youth Week 2018, November 9th to the 17th.
Center for the National Science Fair on November 9th.
The Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts present Youth Week 2018, empowering our youth, shaping our community, protecting our future. The week of activities kicks off on Friday, November 9th with the Minister's Address from 8 p.m. Saturday, 10th November, Health Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cuthbert Peters Park, War, and the Fitness Revolution, 3 p.m. Concord Junction. Sunday, 11th November, it's the Peace Concert, Grenville Bus Terminal. On Tuesday, 13th November, ministers meet with the youth at Her Majesty's Prison. Thursday, 15th November from 5 p.m. It's the Imani Graduation, Youth Awards and Gala. And on Friday, 16th through the weekend, it's the National Youth Service Weekend. Every parish get involved. And on Saturday, 17th November, it's Youth Expo, Explosion Fashion and Cultural Day, 2 p.m. until at Hero Square, Victoria in St. Mark. So remember, Youth Week 2018, November 9th to the 17th.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
And a good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I'm Devon Romain.
And you are listening to Hard Talk live on 97.5 City Sound FM,
89.5 CRFM,
92.9 Sister Isles FM,
and 94.9 We Vibes Radio in Brooklyn. Kunumunu man.
Of course, and we are live via Facebook, Hard Talk Live on the Facebook. Yeah, remember to kind of click your notifications, so when Hard Talk is live, you would know. So you have to click for your notifications on Hard Talk, yeah? And we're also live on www.hardtalkgrenada.com. You can see the video and get audio there. And we are live as well on YouTube. Yeah, look for Hard Talk Grenada on YouTube and you'll see us live. Yeah, you could pull us up on your big screen and so on. Devon, we getting them one more?
Yeah.
Get them one more steel pan piece, right?
Pan.
Nice.
Smooth it away.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, pan, sweet pan.
Oh, sweet pan.
What can't you play on steel pan? You
Let-
can
let
ask
me
what
see.
you could play. What can't you play on steel pan?
Pan.
Nah, man,
You can't play pan and steel pan.
Man, I don't know. You know. I've heard steel pan, and right now I see Japan. They playing steel pan in Japan. Yeah.
They making it and having the university for this thing now. You know?
But you have to understand something. Japan is the only country on the face of the earth that actually has pan in the name. It's Japan. Pan, God pan.
Yeah, it's Japan in truth.
That is why they like steel pan. So Japan actually have pan in the name. So how all you feel? The Japanese and them play anything good so?
Think about it like that.
You see China playing pan? You was here like Australia playing pan? No, but here in Japan.
Japan.
That is the only country that have pan in the name.
Good morning to all our viewers who has joined us on the Facebook link.
We're seeing Carol is on the Facebook link.
Oh, Carol, good morning to you, my dear.
You know what you say
that. And how you doing?
You know what I do that. That's a dig. You have to go. No, boss.
Carol, you had a list.
It's serious business. You know, you taking this thing for joke, their life and death. That's serious. Serious business that going through here.
God.
I had to go and look for my listener.
Yeah, and to Sonia and all of you out there who is cold like.
Boss, let me go through Melissa. Good morning to the staff at Paddy's Enterprises out there in Carriacou. Winston, Sheldon, Andrew, Teron, Delroy, Romella, Sybil, Dion, Agnes, Doreen, Corona, Carol, Richard, and Serrana. So that's the staff out there at Paddy's Enterprise in Carriacou.
Good morning. Good morning to the whole Paddy staff.
By me, putting myself in no trouble.
Brenda, good morning to you. And hey, Sonia and all of you out there in North America. Oh, it's a beautiful sunshiny day in Grenada.
Good morning to you, Tony. I hope you're having a wonderful morning this morning. Yeah. All right, folks. Yes, it is a beautiful Thursday on the Isle of Spice. A beautiful Thursday. And we're still in the week, the referendum, historic week on the island of Grenada. Historic week for the region. Yeah. I don't think any Caribbean territory is going to attempt a referendum anytime within the next 10 years or so.
No.
I don't see them looking to go that direction. After St. Vincent, Grenada, Antigua, Grenada, I don't see any island looking to go to a referendum in a hurry. I know that several islands were looking at Grenada's and Antigua's referendum, considering that the referenda came not too long after general elections that were won convincingly by the ruling parties in each country. Other countries were looking at referenda and wondering if they should do a referenda and when and how it would feature. They may still go out with one because, to be honest, there's no bearing on it on a general election. It doesn't affect a general election. There's no statistical data. There's nothing that proves in St. Vincent there was a referendum that was defeated, that the Ralph Gonsalves administration had put in place, and the opposition still remained the opposition after the next election. We saw what happened in Grenada, and we'll see what happens in the future.
You know, I'm wondering, Sheldon, I should have asked some of the legal minds that while we had them. And so, is there anything or any way that we can change our constitution, especially from that 2/3, not just because of the CCJ, but there are a number of issues and matters that definitely is affecting the Grenadian people or even Caribbean people and there are countries that have a 2/3 majority, and for whatever reason it's becoming difficult to basically, have that change. Can it be done other than?
No. Your constitution is the supreme law of your country, and as it was set up, it makes it absolutely impossible at this stage for most countries to change their constitution, as long as it has to go through a referendum process.
And obtain that 2/3.
In Grenada's case, changes can be made to the constitution, but simple changes. There are some things that are considered simple changes that can be made to the constitution, amended to the constitution through a simple majority in parliament. But I think it's a simple majority in the Senate, a 2/3 in the parliament, and a simple majority in the Senate. So there are simple changes, but to rename the court and to change the court, these are not simple changes, and therefore they do need a referendum. And the same exists in most of the other countries. They need referendums to make these changes. Some were lucky they didn't have it. Others have it.
Some have simple.
Yeah.
The simple majority and so.
Yeah. Trinidad would have changed their constitution several times. And they would have amended their constitution several times. And they didn't go through referenda to do that. They would have
Dominica.
Yeah, 1976, I believe it was, Trinidad would have gone to their Republican Constitution. I'm trying to remember the year if it was 1976. I think it's 1976.
Late 70s.
Yeah, they would have gone to their Republican Constitution. And since then, they've made other changes to their Constitution, but through the Parliament. Now, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, has stated, during September, he stated that it is time for them to move out of the Privy Council and go into the CCJ. And as such, he will be bringing that bill to Parliament. They won't be going through any referenda. What I believe would happen is that you would hear the opposition UNC starting to say that this is such an important issue, there's a need to go to a referendum. Knowing full well that once it goes to a referenda, they will block it whichever way that they can block it.
Because they find most of the opposition parties right now within the Caribbean, when it comes to issues like that, because they have been out of office and in my view, they are not thinking about the people. They just going strictly on political lines. They will torpedo every single move that has been made towards things. And stop, some of you stop talking about, for the ruling party to come and have dialogue and talks and let's reach a consensus. You know for a fact, and I could see that in Grenada, right? There is no way, right? Persons within the NDC organization will sit down and come to any consensus with Dr. Mitchell and the NNP. You understand?
So let's say not even just the NDC, but the senior figures within the NDC. I believe that within the National Democratic Congress, there are many well-meaning, good, and patriotic Grenadians. Within that organization, I believe that there are many. I just believe that their leadership doesn't fall into any of those categories.
Nope.
I believe that there are many well-meaning, patriotic, hard-working Grenadians who are members of the National Democratic Congress out on the streets right now, and they're just supportive of the Congress. That's their party, and they're supportive of their party, and that's their issue. That's not mine. I could care less, right? But the leadership of that organization, I believe, has been misleading and misdirecting these people. Which is why they're afraid to call a convention, because they know once they call a convention, they know. That's why they're trying. No, what they're trying to do right now is out a lot of little fires within the organization. KB, where you? Yeah, trying to out a lot of little fires within the organization.
For the leadership.
Right, not just the leadership, you know. Other positions, because you had the young guy in Karakou coming out and saying that he had the support of 11 constituencies to become the general secretary of the party.
And he backed out?
He backed out of the race. Ooh. So what you have taking place there is that they are, at the moment, trying to out the little fires that they have in different constituencies and different parts of the organization, out the fires before they can go to a convention, so that they're hoping they will get to convention and it's going to be peaceful and quiet and that sort of thing.
Like that.
So because if they go now, if they go before the end of 2018, and this ain't going to no convention before the end of 2018, but if they go now,
they won't go.
They know there's a lot of confusion going on.
Lots of confusion,
They know that. A lot of confusion.
And you know, Sheldon, I know of a particular gentleman, right, who is a strong supporter of NDC. We always knock heads with each other, you know, and he tell me straight up that there is no way he will follow his political organization and vote no for the CCJ. You understand? Because he understood the importance of it and everything like that. And you know, he just said straight up, look, man, I'm voting yes. I say, boy, that's one of the only thing we could agree on for a long time. You know,
but
so
that process has been I'll say this as well. I really admire the statement that was made by Dr. Mitchell, that even if the referendum process to make the final court of appeal, he was speaking specifically to the final court of appeal, if that issue is brought forward again in a referendum to the Grenadian people, that he will support it.
Of course, he will. He
always will support
yeah.
it. He spoke specifically to the CCJ and that the issue that was at hand now, that he definitely will support it if it does come to a referendum again on that particular issue, whether it's the New National Party or any other government that's in power, he will definitely support it. The thing is, I'm wondering if his supporters are thinking the same way. If the supporters of the NNP are thinking the same way. Because see, some of them may be thinking, and this is where we have to start changing our concept and changing how we're thinking. Yeah? Because one of the problems that we're going to face here is that there are many Grenadians, many supporters of the party now, who are going to say anytime, whenever that may happen in the next 200 years, that the NDC may ever get a chance to be in charge of the country. Whenever that happens, if it ever happens, highly unlikely that maybe that organization.
Doc, I don't think you might have a chance to vote.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm telling you straight. But
straight up.
If that were to happen, if it were to happen, I foresee that many supporters of the New National Party will torpedo it just to say you all didn't want it under Dr. Mitchell. Well, who tell all you go get it under all you?
Exactly.
And it's going to be torpedoed.
And that is not good, basically, for the country.
That's not good.
It's
I
not
think
good.
once it's good for Grenada, because I will support it, whether it's a New National Party government or any other government, whether it's a GULP government, a GNP, Resurrect, whoever, because it's good for the Grenadian people, so I'll support it. But I foresee that many people may just say, oh, so I was trying to spite Dr. Mitchell. Don't worry, we ain't giving all it either, you know, and go that direction.
They better pray when that 200 years up that he have nobody that's associated with the NNP. Otherwise, you know what will go on. But you know, it's a serious thing. As a people, we need to get our priorities straight when it comes to nation, and not about self and political organization, but nation building. This is where we have to go. Yes, there are times for election and partisan politics and everything like that. There's a time and place for everything. But when it comes to a nation's survival, right, and its future, we as a people must be thinking as one. You won't get everybody on board, but the consensus should be, look, it's for the best for the nation and the people. Let's go with it, irrespective of who's in office. You know, and
I think that we need to start adopting that mature approach to our national development. We must take that approach. We lost that call. Sorry, caller, I didn't thing was kind of blocking me. So
we need to do that. We need to engage people more, let them understand. And you know where, Sheldon, you know where we have to start this process from right now? The schools. We have to put more emphasis within the schools.
One of my pet peeves continues to be, and no, this is not just a Grenada issue. It's an issue in Trinidad. It's an issue in Barbados. It's an issue in Jamaica. It's an issue throughout. And let's take this call. And then
good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
I just want to find out which part of the world Miss Claudette Joseph from.
She's a tongue girl. She's an original tongue girl.
Well, she's not from Grenada.
She's a tongue girl, she said.
A place
because I look at the results, and when the result come in, like she rejoicing, and when the Prime Minister spoke, she had so much comment, and and want the Prime Minister to take blame for the failing of this and all kind of thing. So I asked myself, which part of the world she from if she's not from Grenada? She rejoicing, and she know to herself is something good. Because I spoke to somebody from other country, and they say in the long run, Grenada must have to choose that way. So why they don't go and educate people more, making people feel that is a bad thing for Grenada? Why we are doing these things? Because a young person tell me, those who go and say yes they can read. I said, well, at least they could read, yes. You know, because they're hearing what people saying that is not good and things. So you could say that people who go and say, yes, they can read. They could read because they could still read, yes. So I want we to, in Grenada, to stop playing this politics game, you know, and think about the country, the development, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren who have to come up after we pass gone. Stop playing this political game because of one man. Have a good day.
You too, my dear. Have a good day.
What I do have to say is this, though. While Dr. Mitchell, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, would not want to, and has said that he will not, have another referendum once it's going to end up that he becomes the reason that the people look at it and they say, okay, we're voting against it because we don't want to give him a legacy, and voting against it. And something that's good for Grenada, the Grenadian people do not get it. I have this kind of funny feeling that a referendum will have to be held before he demits office as Prime Minister. And not due to any doing of his own, but by the doing of the British government. They are going to get rid of the Privy Council sooner rather than later, and then we'll have no choice but to go through the process again.
Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Hello, Sheldon.
Hi, morning.
Sheldon, good morning.
Morning, you're live.
Yeah, something I want to find out, huh? I want to find out if the countries in the region cannot go, those that have to get the two-thirds majority to change any part of the constitution, cannot go back to England to get that sorted out. You understand? Because they make it difficult for us. Sheldon, I remember a man telling me, a man who used to live in England, telling me one time that he saw, while in England, a white man was digging through the dustbin, looking for things to eat. He looked at the white man and he laughed. The white man watched him and he said, I wasn't sold into slavery, you know, you're watching me and laugh. I wasn't sold into slavery, you know. So, apparently, like we black people feel, even though the white man eating from the garbage bin, he's still better than us. You understand? And I watch NDC operatives in the Northwest constituency up and down the road, my brother. Like it's a national election, you know. You understand? Them fellas go as far as to tell people in the Northwest constituency that you're going to have to get visa to go in England if the referendum succeed. People are going to have to get visa to go into England. Why these people and them wicked, so wicked? We must double our effort to kill the political career of Mr. Joseph and Mr. Andal and Mr. Alexander and all those who fighting against the will of the people of Grenada. Have a good day, my brother.
All right, my friend.
What I'd want to say is this. I believe that there are many white people, if you want to put it in that term, white people, who are very good people, very nice people. And so I don't want to paint everybody with one brush, because you meet a lot of people of different races who are genuine, who are very nice people. And I don't want to paint everybody with a brush, and then by the time somebody sees a white person, they start to accuse them of being a racist or they don't like us or that sort of thing. I wouldn't even want to paint all white British people with that same brush, because many of them that fought along with black people to ensure that slavery was abolished. Yeah? So we can't paint all of them with the same brush, because you have many of them that fight alongside us to make sure that we got our freedom and that sort of thing. So we must sort of be careful how we say what we say sometimes. And I understand where the brother is coming from, eh?
And there are a lot of them who are still fighting to ensure that equality is being spread through the Caribbean and Africa and so.
And then you have the others, like those disgusting idiots in the UK that build a tower like the Grenfell Tower out of cardboard and put a set of black faces around it and light it on fire. I hope they lose them in jail.
Oh,
yeah? Light it on fire. So you do bounce up the racists and take everywhere you go.
Everywhere
you bounce up some of them right here in Grenada.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
you bounce up some of them right here in Grenada. So we have to be careful because there are also black racists too.
oh, definitely.
There are some black people that hate all other races and even hate their own race.
You know,
In fact, some of the most racist people towards our black people are our own black people.
Own black people. But they're saying some of the most racist set of people around is some black people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because based on how they deal with people. But Sheldon, I want to make a comment on I was listening to a lawyer last night. Mm-hmm. One of the lawyers, the naysayers and so, and he was saying, right, that one of the reasons that this referendum didn't go through is because of the trust, right? The Grenadian people don't trust the politicians.
Oh, yeah?
No, I'm wondering.
They do not trust the politicians.
Yes, I'm wondering. Okay. And he.
Which set of politicians?
Well, I'm trying to figure out which set of politicians, because I remember at one point in time he was the Attorney General of Grenada.
Are you talking about Mr. Bristol?
Mr. Bristol. But Mr. Bristol, I want to remind you.
He's known for speaking nonsense.
Yes, and not just nonsense. He is one of the persons that not even NDC trusted you, sir. Because you remember you remember what Prime Minister Tillman Thomas fired you for.
Ouch.
Right? Because of trust. He didn't trust you because you decided to take government stationaries.
Let me drop down.
Right? And so when you talk about trust, sir, right, you must look in the mirror.
Let's look at it this way. To tell you how foolish and idiotic the statement is. And let me just say good morning to all of you on the live. Garfield, morning. Yeah. All if I only call Garfield, that's just the one I glance quick. Neil, all of you on the live. Good morning. Remember to like and share. Now, those who are talking about people don't trust this set of politicians need to take their mind back earlier this year to March the 13th. When the same group of politicians that this idiot is saying that, yes, I call you an idiot. This same idiot is saying that people don't trust were voted in en masse by the vast majority of the people. Overwhelmingly. Yeah? While another group was rejected because people didn't trust them.
Overwhelmingly.
So who do the people really not trust?
I mean,
they didn't even give somebody a one seat to say, well, okay, you have something to show in the history books that you had a seat there at that time. So who they don't trust?
They make them sit down, beer, you know. That's even they could sit down.
They can't sit
down. They can't sit down.
Sit down.
They have to join us. Keep standing, keep moving.
No, they can't sit down for another reason. We can't sit down because we're working. They can't sit down because they have no seat. Is that the difference?
They better get working.
But definitely, it's a wonderful time to be on the Isle of Spice. Yes, I know many persons out there are disappointed that the CCJ wasn't made our final court of appeal. Yesterday, I gave a young man a ride. Notice I said a young man. This guy is in his 20s. Gave him a ride. And he was upset because he voted for the CCJ. And the thing is, this guy was able to tell you everything about the CCJ. And the individual I'm talking about is not somebody that's at SGU. Is not somebody that's at TAMCC or some educational institution. He's an intelligent young man, but he's a guy that you just find linemen on the blocks. And right now, if I want to find him, is a blocks, I have to go and find him on. I know where to find him. He's hanging on the blocks. But he was able to tell you everything about the CCJ because he informed himself and he made an informed decision when he went to the polls on Tuesday. And he was upset because he was saying that the individuals like the Claudettes and the Bristol and so on, they have the money to go to the Privy Council if they have an issue.
They have it.
These guys on the blocks know of individuals who are sitting in prison right now or who got sentences that were unfair right now and are in prison that cannot appeal the case. They cannot appeal the case because they can't go past the OECS Supreme Court. They can't afford to go past that.
And they wouldn't help them, eh?
Yeah, because these individuals now, let's say a group of 3 or 4 guys get involved in an altercation. Somebody dies. One of the guys who might have, at the beginning, he felt a punch, but he pulled back. And he get the same charge as all the others. The other one who chop or stab or whatever, he get the same charge as the others because he felt a blow early up in the thing, but he didn't think. Which might be considered unfair in some circles. Now, while this guy ends up sitting in prison for 15 years, he could have got a case go to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council, if it was affordable. But he can't, because he can't afford $100 and something thousand dollars. Right? But with the various mechanisms within the Caribbean Court of Justice, he could have gotten a case there, and he would have been outside. Poor people, children. But then Bristol and Claudette and them ain't care.
No, them don't care about people. They don't care about the average Grenadian person as to what they do when justice is come, because they have their big money. They could either represent themselves, right, or they have their family represent them, right? Some of them even was born into family's wealth. So they don't care about the average Grenadian who have to fight justice, go right up without any money. I mean, you guys need to be more fair and honest with the Grenadian
Mr. Bristol
people.
wouldn't care. He could go to the Privy Council tomorrow.
Anytime, yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure he may have been to the Privy Council before. They can go to the Privy Council.
They can.
Right? But at the end of the day, I'm saying that the day will come, sooner rather than later, that there will have to be a referendum. It may even be under Dr. Mitchell, even though he doesn't intend to do it. It may be forced on not just Grenada, but the entire region. In that, you may end up with a situation that the Privy Council is removed and they don't have a choice.
Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Morning,
Hey,
sir. How are you?
sir.
How things?
Nice, man.
All right. I just actually tuned on there and I heard you all discussing the referendum.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think it's fitting to give to say well, at least thanks to the people of St. Max, because I would have assisted there. Trying to educate persons and so on the importance of voting. And not just voting, but why we should vote for the CCJ. And so, if all other constituencies were to follow the footsteps of St. Max and St. George's West and Akaraku, probably would have been on board now. But that's how it is sometimes in life. We would have done our best, and of course, I've heard you speak about the people, the well-to-dos in our society.
Some. Let's
feel that,
hold on, Devon. Let's say
okay.
some, because I know of many people who may be considered the well-to-do, who live in the exclusive, well, they're not exclusive areas, but we know the areas that we talk about, that supported the CCJ. Because listen, they understand that by supporting something like this, they are providing an opportunity to ensure that other people that may not have the same benefits that they have, that may not have the same access that they have, can be treated fairly.
That's right.
And as such, would not end up in a situation where they end up in the criminal college for an extended period of time to learn how to break their place better. So it's better for them to have the access to justice.
And even so, also we have been saying that even the CCJ is cheaper, and who'd want to save money? Even the rich want to save money as well, to avoid them from going to spending all this exorbitant cost to go to the Privy Council. And so even if those guys, the problem with Clyde and them, they can't seem to get over the success of the Prime Minister and the other big outfit. And so whatever they could do or try to do to persuade people to vote or do things otherwise, they would do it. But I say to people, later on our grandchildren and children would blame us, and wonder what a lot of us in Grenada were thinking, At the end of the day, I tell people, I say, well, the Prime Minister, who some people hate a lot, would not be here forever, and we would still have to deal with this issue, So, you try to cut on a tree to what? What is he saying, Devon? And for you spoil the entire crop, but let those people and them sit in. And the other came from Sotes, and I see a gentleman in his NDC jersey sit on. He say he waiting for a bus to pick him up to go and hear this swearing in Andal today. I say, what? For what?
You lie, man. You lie.
Well,
Never you lie.
You will sit down the whole day.
You lie. I tell you straight.
I'm
not tolerating that. Devon, you lie.
Jacket and the jersey. Some boss picking up to go and swear in Andal.
Yeah, one NDC too.
Those study Devon.
He vote yes and he say NDC win, but it's important, you know that even some of the NDC people have been telling people that, just so that they would go and vote no, and thinking that, well, voting no is to get rid of the Prime Minister,
Devon, you lie, eh? Don't lie for my listeners. You don't meet no man in no secret.
One of the reasons I called this morning, it shocked me. I mean, what was open? Why? Because I can't believe. So, I couldn't believe that.
But
they waiting to go and swear in and out. But that's what they were told, that NDC winner and lose.
But Devon, what will happen to us, and as Sheldon rightly say, there comes a time where we wouldn't have a choice, There would not be a referendum, We will be forced into something that we had no choice.
Yeah.
Because here's what...
Well, time tomorrow to get our act together.
Yeah. But here's what will happen. When the Privy Council is withdrawn, you'll get a notice. All the countries that have the Privy Council will receive notice from Her Majesty that the Privy Council, as of a specific date, be it a year or 2 years in the future,
or 5
will
years,
no longer be available, and therefore start putting your house in order. Right? So they'll receive a notice. It wouldn't be a short notice as in today for tomorrow, or in 20 days, or in 75 days.
At least a year.
It's going to be a year, 2 years, but they're going to receive a notice that says, listen, this is not going to be available to you all again, and as such, put your house in order. Have your referenda, and do what you have to do, or just create your own high court within your own appeals court within your country.
And deal with it.
Yeah, it's going to be put forward. It's going to happen. And at that point in time, the referendum would never question a yes or no, because the thing is, if you say no, where you going? Back to the Privy Council, they ain't have that. So where you going? When you say no, where you going? So would it be about yes or no?
From typewriter to computers.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm saying? It will come. It will come. And for those who oppose it, they would have to answer to the upcoming generation.
But it's an interesting question that I think I'll pose to Dr. Francis Alexis or Sir Lawrence Joseph. If or when the Privy Council is dissolved, if countries that require a referenda to make a change to their constitution still need to have a referenda.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, what are you really having the referenda about? Because you can't say stay in.
No, you can't say stay in. No, you don't have a choice.
You can't say stay in.
Not options, no.
So I'm wondering, because basically then you have a referenda that only have, you can't put yes or no.
One answer.
You can't
just
put
one answer.
So it's just that you're going and vote that you approve.
Yeah. So we just have to move into it, like it or not.
Yeah.
Because what you might find is that if we don't, cases will not be heard. We would not have, people wouldn't be able to appeal the cases and so on and so on.
And there is where you will have, and there you will have justice denied to the average Grenadian or even Caribbean person. You understand? Because we need to have our legal system in place to ensure that, justice is being done.
And done equally.
Yeah.
And seem to be done equally. And everybody have access. And that's what we're saying.
Exactly.
Listen, it comes down to a simple thing. You're paying Grenlec. You pay Grenlec to put the electricity in your house and your switch and thing. But if you don't turn on the light, it makes no sense. And so we're saying that campaigning for the years what is that you have an access. Everybody wouldn't be able to use it at the same time, but it is there should you need to use it, and not just there, it is cheaper, and also we are saying also that, look, even if you can afford a lawyer, if you can afford representation, that there are facilities within this institution that gives you an opportunity to get representation and proper representation, and so that your case could be heard. And all the thing, but persons speaking about the bill and what's in it and so on and so on. I think Linda made the point the other day that since 1760 something or so, the Constitution of the U.S. was created, and between that time they made 33 amendments to the Constitution. We have a Constitution of 44 years, and we don't even change R to E's or we to war, Nothing. Just as all the colonial people give us, that's how we have it now. And look at everything. A lot of these things would need to change, like it or not, in time, because you have to change with the growing tide, with modernization, with how things turn around, unfold, the new generation, what they might see as different. We use it now and we're happy with it. So, like it or not, the Constitution in the future would have to be revisited. We can't continue with that like that for the rest of our lives. That's craziness. Who doesn't want change? Change, some people are afraid of change.
But change,
people who want change. On your program. If the Prime Minister or the government was to bring, we were doing GC, and they bring GC now as an referendum to change the CX, the same client and them saying no, let's continue the GC. You know what I'm saying?
Once it's under the new National Party.
Yeah, even the lawyer, what's his name again?
So what's the fella name again?
Jerry Edwin.
Jerry Edwin.
Yeah. I'll tell you,
he got a big mouth.
In closing, I'll tell you this, my brother.
We did our best. We did our best, we just want to congratulate all the people who voted yes, and I think they did the right thing, I know they did the right thing.
I'm congratulating everyone who voted, whether they voted yes or they voted no. I'm congratulating them for participating in the process. Right. I may not agree with the persons who voted no. I may not agree with their reasons for voting no.
Correct.
But I agree with them for taking the opportunity to come on out and cast a ballot. Yet we are all Grenadians at the end of the day. We all have a right, whether we wanted yes or no.
That's correct.
And I will not go and say, oh, this one's stupid and this one's dotish because they vote that way. They have their reasons. I may not agree with their reasons. I may even find some of their reasons nonsensical, dotish, unpatriotic. But I wouldn't call them dotish, unpatriotic, and unreasonable. So at the end of the day, we are all Grenadians, and we have to understand that before we understand anything else.
Yeah, but my last thing before I go, you heard the announcement of the ministers for the referendum, the no referendum.
No, I don't think I know.
You heard any release about who's going to be minister of what and things today?
I don't hear it yet. I had to check with GIS. I don't know who in charge of GIS now that them take over.
Who will lead the faction?
Perhaps Ray go back in GIS.
I know, probably.
Those are people saying they win. You must have a national address. You have to have minister of this and minister of what.
And the cabinet, set up the cabinet and everything.
Set up your cabinet. You know, the group party vote no referendum. I mean, they win. Or they quite so.
I know.
I wonder who will be the Minister of National Security.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Watch. Bye-bye, Later.
Bye, them, man.
Later.
Watch. The only cabinet that them going to be seen is the one by the grandmother with the T-shirt. Anyhow.
Sheldon, what's about the budget?
The budget. We're coming up to the throne speech, first of all. And just to let the nation know, throne speech is going to be on the 19th of November. It's going to be on the... Am I right? Am I saying the correct thing? Let me just make sure. No. Yeah, let me make sure. Yes. So the throne speech is on the 19th and the budget is on the 21st.
Okay.
So throne speech will be on the 19th of November. 19th of November. Throne speech. So Parliament will be prorogued sometime this week, if it isn't already prorogued. I haven't seen anything pop up for me yet saying that Parliament has been prorogued. By prorogued, we mean temporarily closed. So you end one session to start the new session. So the first session of this Parliament, it would be closed. If it's not closed already, it would be closed. And I expect it to be closed anytime soon. If not today, tomorrow, if it hasn't been done since yesterday. But that session would be closed. And then the second session of this Parliament, I think it's the 11th Parliament, the 11th or the 12th?
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, Parliament will be started. So we're going to have that. So it has to be opened with the throne speech. So the opening of Parliament, you have the throne speech that's delivered by Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade. Not Cecile, Cecile. Say it properly. Right, Cecile. Yeah. Dame Cecile Lagrenade will be delivering the throne speech, which will outline the direction that government will be taking for the next year. Yeah, so you'll be hearing about what government intends to do. There are several projects that government has taking place right now. We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Devon, good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear.
Scott, good morning to you.
Morning.
And how are you?
I'm
beautifully fine. Properly, but I'm speaking. The phone is always low when I'm calling.
Okay.
Anyway, Mr. Scott and Devon, I feel very, very disappointed that we did not get the result that we wanted. But nevertheless, better days is coming. I disappoint with the people. But at the same time, I'd like to congratulate my people in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The few that turned out in the numbers, we voted yes for a just cause. And Mr. Scott, you're so right. You're so very right. The time will come when a small group of people will get to understand in England, and they will demonstrate that they're paying for services that is not justifiable to them. When the time comes, they will demonstrate, and you wait and see. They'll pull the rug right under our feet, and they will know that. And then we know that this thing will come to us, and when it comes to us, it will force us to say yes to the CCJ, whether we like it or not. It's only a matter of time. You're right, Mr. Scott. It's only a matter of time when this thing will happen. The demonstration we started in England because the people realize they're paying for services that is not justifiable to them, and they will campaign against it. They will demonstrate against it, and they will stop it. You wait and see. And then the Caribbean people will get left out. So at the moment, we miss a wonderful opportunity on saying yes to the CCJ. Never mind. We have a blessed day, Mr. Scott.
All right, thank you.
Have a blessed day. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Wonderful day.
When you have, for instance, Prime Minister Theresa May, and you have people like Boris Johnson and so on, and they decide, well, that's it.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. In fact, one of my favorite British prime ministers, Prime Minister David Cameron, is attempting to make a comeback now, not as prime minister, but I believe MP. As foreign minister. He's still an MP.
Oh, he's still an MP.
Yeah, but as foreign minister, I believe he's attempting to make a comeback, and I think he's more in line with what is going on in the Caribbean, more interested in what is going on in the Caribbean and that sort of thing.
Very much so, yeah.
Meeting some resistance from some quarters, though. But sooner rather than later, they'll come to the conclusion that we ain't spending for this thing for other countries again. They're not going to do it.
And we need money.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sheldon and Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
Yeah. I just want to take a little time out, to Mr. Oliver Joseph for the lighting of the Marmont playing field. Sunday, he had lunch. He finally opened the light. And, the people, they're very happy for the lights and stuff,
Wow.
So I just want to take the time out, to thank him a lot for this. And we're looking out for the one in Las Vegas also.
Yeah, that is the big one, eh?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we have a call online again.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning to you guys.
What's up, my friend?
I'm okay. I just want to say this thing. I ain't talking about no CCJ. My problem is Lloyd and Lewis, and I think what he is doing is very foolish. Now, I also want to suggest to the government. This is my personal opinion, that they pass a law making it impossible. Just like how the police cannot shut down and demonstrate, just so it should be with the teachers or reduce the time. Because you see, Lloyd and Lewis, this guy don't have the country at heart, neither the school children at heart. He has his own personal agenda at heart, and I don't like what he's doing. And that is very short and straight. That is what I have to say this morning.
Okay, brother.
This thing what Lloyd and Lewis is doing is very foolish, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Have a good day.
All right, my friend.
What I will say is this to that. I wonder if I should say anything to that. Devon, tell me no. All right. Anyhow, so Marmont playing field. Good morning to the Honorable Oliver Joseph and to the team out there in St. David.
Continue to bring the benefits for the people.
Yeah. Oliver, so watch. We get Marmont, right?
Keep
we happy.
Moving.
St. David people, we happy with that. We get Marmont. And if you saw Marmont during the carnival period, when they had Lil Natty and Thunder had their launch for 2018, you would have never believed it was Marmont. You'd never believe it. I didn't go, eh? I see the pictures and everything.
Transform it, man.
Yeah, man. I know for it to have the lights.
Yeah, man.
I know Natty and them go happy for that.
Yeah,
all them guys
must,
go be happy.
I mean,
happy.
Real happy.
And plus they get bathroom and toilet there a while ago. So they have bathroom and toilet facilities. There are lights and so Malmont looking up. Man. But the St. David constituency branch, they're having a luncheon. I believe it's going to be this Friday. Yeah, from 12 noon at the constituency office in St. David. That's where you see the nice piece of concrete road where the road always used to be bad and bumpy and thing there around by Captain Jack, does call it as the last suggest Captain what?
I'm lot of the captain name.
One of them captain and
but one of them
Captain
captain.
John?
Yeah, it's Captain John, yes.
It's Captain John?
Yes, I think so, yes.
I know Jack John.
He's one of them. He's one of them captain.
Close to the Spiritual Baptist place, close to La Suggest Natural Works, before the Spiritual Baptist
right by
place.
the bridge.
Right. So right where you start the bumpy piece of road and Oliver come and he fix it nice, he make a highway there. Nice, right, good. Nice and cool.
Yeah,
right
and
there.
he's one of the captain, but not the red one.
Yeah. But they have they so they have a barbecue luncheon. It's going to be taking luncheon generally. So they have rice and peas, cuckoo pie, provision, callaloo salad, chicken, fish or pork, $10.
Straight off the bat.
$10. Rice and peas, cuckoo pie, provision, callaloo salad.
And when
chicken,
that is
fish
tomorrow?
or pork, that's taking place tomorrow.
What time?
If you want to place an order, you can call 435-4978. Yeah. Miss Rosalind Felix, good morning to you.
Can I place my order right now, Miss Felix?
Yeah. 435.
Yeah.
49.
Cuckoo and rice.
78. Right?
Cuckoo and rice and peas.
And it's had to be here by 12.
Yeah. Cuckoo, rice and peas with stew fish.
I ain't gonna say what I want on air. People go say Alox.
Well, no, everybody knows that eat pork. Everybody know that.
Kami, tell your friendly man alone, please.
Kami, good morning and welcome. That's she there.
Morning, Kami.
Hi,
good morning.
Morning, Sheldon.
How you doing, my dear?
Good morning to everybody.
We barely hearing you.
You're low.
Barely hearing you there.
You're barely hearing me?
Right, you're better now.
I live on the radio. I know the noise in the terminal.
Yeah.
Good morning to Grenada, Carson, Mr. Martin, Patty, Mr. Watts, everybody as usual, Mr. Bebedine, Mr. Cox, everybody in America, good morning. I went to see my Prime Minister this morning, and he looked all right. I feel good.
That's good.
And I told you yesterday I'm going to go there today, this morning. You understand?
You had no behavior.
Anyhow, Sheldon.
Yes, yeah.
I just called to remind you about the thing that we talked about last night.
Yes, I ain't forget you.
Anyhow, I'm getting a reply this week.
Okay.
So you were talking to the, what we talk about.
I will link you after the program.
You understand?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I will link you after the program.
Yes.
All right, my
call
love.
me after the program and I will explain everything to you.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, so I want to say good morning to everybody. And it's a beautiful day today in Grenada. And I have Asham. Anybody in America will have family down here and they want some Asham, I have Asham. And I have bus bag. First for them bus men. And I will pass and give me a little support and need a little money to do what I have to do.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, darling.
Same to you, Kabi.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
It's a beautiful day in the coming out today.
Take care, darling. And tell,
All right, darling.
and tell yes, darling. Tell them Big Belly Boss Man hello.
In America, good morning. Bye-bye.
All right. And tell them Big Belly Boss Man right around by you hello.
People interfere with them. What? I go laugh to see a year or two from now you end up with a big belly too.
Boy,
I laugh at you.
Boy, I watching them. A man don't give me a thing already. I ain't gonna say it on the radio.
Lemon and water, all right. Yeah, lemon. Yeah, folks, if you get a chance, pass down by Kami. She has a lot of asham, and the asham tasting good. I could tell you, I went and I buy my asham myself. The asham tasting good. You know, she's trying to organize, to do a little something. So pass down and give her the little support. Give her the little support. Go and buy some. She ain't telling you come and just drop something for her. Give her the little support. All right?
One buy.
Nice. Okay?
Buy out what she has.
Yeah. Buy out. Yeah. Buy everything. Yeah?
Yes, Louisa, I love callaloo. But I won't eat it from anybody.
Yeah, you know, callaloo is that kind of thing. But Devon, yes, so St. David, on the up and up, you're seeing the lighting at the Malmont playing field.
Yeah.
One of quite a few. When you check St. David, it's the biggest constituency.
Huge.
And it also has some of the better playing fields. Because if you're looking at playing fields in St. David, let's see, you have Wester Hall, you have La Sagesse, you have Malmont, you have Volée, you have Berot. What else you have, boy? You have Laura.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm missing some, I'm positive I'm missing some. There are others. Oh, this one by the police station. After you pass the police station on the left-hand side. Oh boy, what did they call that one?
After you pass the police station.
After you pass the police station and you come down, just by the hump there, just
Bellevue,
Bellevue playing field. Right.
That's a wonderful playing field right there.
So you have a lot of playing fields in St. David.
Yeah. And you're not talking about the smaller ones on the inner part of in St. David.
And then some of the schools have a little playing field attached to them too. And the thing with this is that a lot of people don't realize is that when it comes to playing fields, Grenada is in a special position.
Very.
We have over 30-something to 40-something playing fields between Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And Petit Martinique now, the reclaimer area there, and they have a little something there too.
And good playing fields, not just playing field for playing field's sake.
Because there are islands that basically, when you're talking Dominican, they can't talk about... Because for some reason, Grenada, when Grenada was being developed, there was always that thought to make sure that there was a place for recreation for the average Grenadian. So that's how we ended up with places like when Uncle Gary gave us Progress Park. And we ended up with many of the other playing fields that we have. But other islands are not as fortunate as us.
As us, eh?
They don't have as many as us.
Two things that we're very fortunate about, and some of the politicians have developed on it over the years, is playing fields and our road networks.
And note, before Grenada, nobody else in the OECS was talking about track and field stadium and cricket stadium and that kind of thing.
Nope.
It took the visionary leadership of Dr. Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, and I can remember where the thing come from, 1995 at the old Queen's Park. Alan Campbell did his poem, and then you had Inspector come, and Inspector Specky was talking. He said, Dr. Mitchell, we want a stadium. What we want is a stadium. I remember Specky asking for it. I remember Inspector asking for it at that rally back in 1995. Specky, after the 1995 victory, I remember Specky asking for it there. And, well, it came into fruition.
It came.
We saw Stadium 1, and then we saw Stadium 2. We saw Stadia 1, and now we see Stadia 2. Yeah? And there are plans for the further development of other sporting facilities like Progress Park into a bigger facility. And as well as you're looking in that area there, just a little bit up the road, the cultural center, rebuilding the cultural center.
And then we have the swimming association getting ready to put on
the brick ground now. Yeah, the land and everything
is already there, vested in them and everything like that.
We
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello, welcome.
Hey, Sheldon.
Hi.
Yeah, and talking about the lights in Marmont playing field, just imagine it's only Sunday, even he started launch the light, he opened the lights, and to be honest with you, there is a football competition started there yesterday already.
Wow.
Playing under the light.
Progress.
All right,
that's progress, man, and that's vision.
Yes,
man.
Yeah, man.
All right, my friend.
Thank you. And that's the people at St. David talking there.
Yeah.
That is not people from other place calling and saying, that is people from St. David talking. We're looking forward to in the near future. Yes, Duncan, what you want this time? You can't want Nazim because he Dodi.
Nazim Dodi. So you have to want either me or Sheldon.
And don't say we're talking about Dodi.
Oh, she refusing me, right? She say Sheldon loud for everybody to hear, All right, Daddy.
All right, yes, indeed. And folks, remember the phone numbers though, 440-7377
and 347-329-3101.
Yes, indeed. Somebody saying they vex about, oh no, Avron, don't worry about that. Your prayers will be answered. Yeah, sometimes God does answer your prayer when it need to be answered, not when you want it to be answered. And folks, remember, you're seeing it up on the screen, those of you looking at it, it's Youth Week, year 2018, from this Friday, tomorrow,
November
you're going to
9th.
start off with the address by the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis. You'll be having the Youth Week address being delivered by her. And then there's some activities taking place in St. John on Saturday. They're going to be having the health fair from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Diabetes check, blood pressure check, weight check, height check, nutritional tips, BMI, that's body mass index service to see if you're too fat or you have too small or you have the right size. Blood sugar tests and screening, right? check and see what you have in your blood and them kind of thing, right? Health Fair and Fitness Revolution. That is also going to be taking place there from 3 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. here at Fitness Revolution. They're going to start from Concord Junction to Cuthbert Peters Park in Guelph. They're going to have a nice music truck and thing, and then they're going to have a dance exercise afterwards. So you go dance and exercise and them kind of thing there. Yeah, dance exercise and thing. Nice. Beverly! Oh gosh, Beverly, I say, oh, give us up, girl. I say, oh God, Beverly, give me up. Beverly's back. Beverly's back.
I'm trying to figure out Beverly. I'm looking at the face and I'm trying to...
You're trying to figure out who's Beverly?
Yeah,
Don't worry, Beverly's there.
Hi, Beverly.
Yeah. But Devon, you know, it's exciting when you consider what is taking... And sorry, our technical man had to be out from the studio this morning due to circumstances way beyond his control. But we know he's listening via the vehicle and so on. Well, if he in the vehicle or if he had a vehicle, we know he's listening, right? But it's an exciting time in that when you consider some of the things that are coming up, and I listen to, I see it too.
Yes.
When you listen to things, for instance, Devon, like the fact that Delma Thomas could be smiling, Honorable Delma Thomas, she can be smiling right now because she knows that 600 houses are being prepared for 600 families here in Grenada. Yeah? Family might be small and it might be 2 people, might be 3 people, might be a little bigger. But you have those low-income houses that were negotiated by the new National Party government way back in 2005, 2006. Those houses, 600 of them being built right now at about 5 locations. You have Dumfries in Carriacou, they're being built.
You have in St. Patrick's.
You have in St. David, boy, a lot of work taking place there. You have in St. Mark, innit?
Is there?
St. Patrick and St. Mark, I think, sharing the same. What's supposed to be in Red Mud. I think it's kind of on the border kind of thing. I think.
Yeah, but no, but in St. Patrick's, there is that situation. The area is the villa.
The villa?
The villa. That's
okay, so there's some being built there.
Yeah.
But there's some for St. Mark in Red Mud, I think.
Red Mud, I'm not too sure, but
yeah.
It's possible.
And some should be built in Beaujeu as well.
In Beaujeu.
Yeah.
Beaujeu in Carriacou or
Beaujeu in Grenada.
In Grenada.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Carriacou, it's Dumfries.
It's Dumfries.
And in fact, I was surprised when I saw some photos coming out of Carriacou to realize that how far, especially considering the sabotage that took place earlier this year where they burnt down truck. They light truck on fire and all kind of things. Yeah, they burn it.
Yeah, they burn it.
Don't worry.
And
the arm of the law is very long.
Very long.
So as far as you run, it does find you sooner and later and bring you back.
And the St. David's housing project is a beautiful site. When you're traveling on the main road, look on the hill right there, and you see, the site being prepared by the workers, Chinese and Grenadian workers.
So it's I think all Grenadians can feel excited to know that you have these 600 homes coming. But with the 600 homes coming, you have about 3,000 people applying. So you know that there's still an issue when it comes to housing. But government is aware of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because unlike a government that gave up 1,000 houses, this government asked the Chinese and said, give us back that 1,000.
Yeah. And additional.
Right. So after you complete with this 600, they still have 1,000 more under the original agreement to be built. To
be built on the original agreement.
Yeah. So after this 600 is completed, you have another 1,000 to be built under the original agreement.
Plus what perhaps has already been negotiated, for future. And not only that, added to that, you have the government housing assistance program going on. And so for persons who may not be able to get enough material to build an entire house, but to do repairs, to add a bathroom, to add an extra room.
St. Mark is in, I've just been informed, it's in Diamond in St. Mark, the Villa in St. Patrick, Corinth in St. David. Come on, brother. Don't hold back on me. Drop it again. Dumfries in Carriacou. And where's the next one? We know it's 5, not 4. It's 5.
It's 5 of them.
There's one I believe it's in Beaujeu. Yeah.
In St. George's, there's one somewhere. Yeah.
He'll drop it on me, man.
Yeah. So we definitely, when it comes to housing, the government is doing its best to ensure that families have better housing, if not new, but upgraded houses to better the living standard. I mean, that's a caring government. I mean, that is not a government that will just look at you knowing that you need housing and take away 1,000 houses from you, 1,000 units. Oh my God, that's wickedness.
Meanwhile, when they do that, their house was well secured.
Oh, well secured. They were building. They were building 1 and 2 houses and so different areas.
We have that coming, so we expect to hear a bit about that in both the throne speech and then the budget presentation. We expect to hear a bit about that. And in addition to that, we have cricket coming up. Cricket. I think a lot of people forgetting the cricket. You have to prepare yourself. We have the cricket coming up. I realize that a lot of work is going on right now down at the Silver Sands. Yeah, a lot of work is going on there. I'm seeing people in the uniform training. I'm seeing people in the chef uniform even without anybody there yet.
A lot of landscaping,
A lot of stuff going on.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How you doing, guys?
Hey,
great, not too bad, my friend.
Hey.
Yes, go right ahead, man. We're here.
Sheldon, I'm gonna need some information about that army in England. A lot of guys checking me and they wanna know what's going on. So
okay, and you
I'll give you a call after whatever.
Yeah, give me a call right after, right here on the phone on this number. Call me right after.
Yeah.
Because the mobile kind of giving some problems. 1 minute he powering up, next minute he powering off, next minute he powering across.
I think my phone's a bit low this morning. I don't know why.
Yeah, so no, I was saying give me a call here when the program is over because that mobile phone of mine right now he into mobile.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to say a little bit about this CCG, right?
Go ahead.
There was a member of the NDC party. Well, I remember, yeah. And that man was jumping for joy. He was jumping for joy after the referendum failed. A close family member of the former Tim Thomas, the Prime Minister. I'm saying that it was a sad day, right? It really sad to see somebody that have a little bit of sense on their shoulder jumping for joy. I mean, only people that maybe don't understand the process and they really try to understand, what's going on. Yeah, but people who understood the process and they refuse to vote yes, it's a sad day for them, It's a sad day because we as Grenadians, all of us fail. Not only, the ruling party, but I think the whole nation failed. And it's a sad day for us.
Well, that's water under the bridge right now as far
that's
as
right,
we're
that's
concerned.
right, that's right. It's water under the bridge.
The time will come when we're able to tell our children and our grandchildren that we made the right decision. Yeah? We the ones who decided to support made the right decision. What? That's how it goes sometimes.
All right.
All right, brother.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Okay. I think we lost that caller. We had a caller on the overseas line. But Devon, it's exciting because you have that cricket, and as you said, work is due to commence at the stadium. There's been a review of the national stadium itself. You'd have had teams of individuals go through the stadium, checking issues like the seats and the little areas that you might have damage and the bathroom facilities, and making sure everything is in place. Meanwhile, you start the work on the field itself to make sure that everything can take place and take place properly.
The field is A-OK, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
The field is,
Well, we might find it okay, but then...
No, when I say, based on what is expected, right, we are in good shape. What the West Indies and the Cricket Association and so would need, that's why they're doing some upgrades and so.
Let me tell you something here, brother. These Englishmen just come down and they watching the field and then they take a ruler and they measure and then they pick a piece of grass and they smell.
They smell it to see that the right grass.
Then they take a little sample of the soil and they drop into a thing and they shake it up because they're checking the alkaline content or the acid content. And they shake it up and all kind of thing.
That's what they're being paid for.
That's
what they're being paid for. Formalities. Nothing else. Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
I just wanted,
Go right ahead.
I just wanted to take the time to thank you guys for sharing the information with everyone that's in the diaspora in New York. You guys do an incredible job. Every morning I listen to you guys, and I just can't stop, thanking you guys for the information you provide.
Thank you. Man.
Some people may not see it like that, but you guys do a good service, and we really appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing from you guys.
All right, and just keep up the good work. That's all I'm calling for. That's all right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much,
my
brother.
friend, and thanks for being part of our program.
It's for us. It's always exciting, and we always love to be able to come and share information.
We duty bound.
Yeah, to share as much information as possible, because
duty bound.
a lot of people may not have known that 600 homes are being built for 600 families here in Grenada.
Yep.
They may not have known that, providing the opportunity for some young people, and maybe not so young, in Carriacou who need a home to be able to get a home.
Oh, yeah.
And those who need a home on mainland Grenada to be able to get a home. And that there are more to come after this set finish.
Much more to come.
There's more to come.
Yeah, we have 600 right now in progress, but we have 1,000 that's just waiting.
Look, and we were speaking about sporting facilities earlier. We didn't mention that the Grenada Football Association and the government of Grenada having come to a conclusion on the agreement again. There was supposed to be some changes to the agreement in relation to the fur playing field.
Yep.
They've come to that.
Fun, not fur.
Fur, fun, all kind of thing, whichever one. That one up there. Right. So, one minute in fun, next minute in fur. I reached to the stage just now that I think we're going and rename that playing field. That playing field. Because me know it's for we're going and rename that playing field. Take what I tell you, we got to rename it. Yeah.
Mr. Anthony Bosen?
The Anthony Bosen playing field. Yeah, we're going to rename that playing field. But anyhow, that particular playing field is about to get 2,500 seats.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to be putting in seating for 2,500 people. I think that was the scope of the project.
Yes.
I can't remember. I think there was something about it being shrunk. I'm not sure if it was shrunk to 2,500 or if it's going to be a little less than that.
Less than that.
But I know the scope of the project to be done, because remember, they already have lighting, and the lighting at that playing field is, you realize they're trying to avoid saying the name now, because Devon Tem are saying it wrong. Right. So the lighting at that playing field is to the standard at the National Stadium. It's to that standard at the National Stadium. So I was glad, I was actually in the ministry when we negotiated to have that project put online. And strange enough, and this is a serious indictment on the NDC and the then Rural Prime Minister, as they used to like to call him. They did not see that project as important
at all.
And the funding that was being provided through FIFA to FIFA or CONCACAF, one of the two,
FIFA,
was being provided for that. Yes, FIFA, it's a goal post project, was being provided for that project. Grenada nearly lost that money. That money nearly went back, because if you don't utilize money under these grants within a specific time period,
you lose that.
Or show that you're going to utilize it within that time period with something physical, signed agreements with government to lease the facility or whatever, then what happens is that the organization takes back the money. And Mr. Chenny Joseph and his team, they had gone to the then NDC administration and basically begged, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And one particular individual say, we're doing that project up in St. Patrick for. Do that project down in town. That project not important to do in St. Patrick. Nobody ain't going out to that in St. Patrick. Why can't you take that project and do it in somewhere like up in Willis and them areas and them up there? Yeah, so you could guess who was saying that. But anyhow, they said take the project and bring it down in town. So the people at St. Patrick, they're saying they didn't deserve stadium quality lighting in a facility that now is going to get an upgrade again with proper seating facilities, so people could go up there and you could feel like you're in a mini stadium anywhere in the world. It's going to be to that level. Imagine, and also the work is going to be taking place on the playing field itself.
Imagine what will do to the confidence of our students and our young athletes in St. Patrick's. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you, sir.
Morning to you, sir.
Yeah, I was multitasking.
Be careful, you know.
Good morning to you. Good morning to Mr. Romain.
Yes, sir.
And good morning to our listening audience. Well, Mr. Scott, just as you said a while ago, the referendum is water under the bridge. The naysayers must wait another 10 years or more before they could say no.
10?
Now, I was listening to a song and a program and a radio talk program this morning, and that was a song by Arrow, and I think the name of the song is Bills, something about bills, too much bills to pay. You know, and I was thinking, no, that these people, they was playing this song, you know, to make a point. And I was just saying to myself that this song, when it was recorded and released, some of these individuals who are playing it today, they was not even born yet.
Not even born. They wasn't even my issue.
So that can tell you just how long this, you know, that issue was around. Now, gentlemen, Mr. Scott, you ever listen to this? You know, I don't get into any political argument with NDC supporters no more. Because why? Number one, they have said no to every initiative this government have put forward. And despite the fact of that kind of attitude, the country have progressed to the envy of those in our region and beyond. To the extent where our finance minister was awarded the coveted Finance Minister of the Year award. The whole world have recognized our progress and accomplishment to the extent whereby they are giving us grants, soft loans, and other favorable technical assistance. Listen, brothers and sisters, I'm going to wrap up here, Mr. Scott. Despite the fact the NDC have said no to everything, this is the fact. Under the NDC, the economy was in reverse. Under the NNP, the economy has grown by over 5%. Under the NDC, creditworthiness was negative. Under the NDC today, it is positive. Under the NDC, unemployment was 40%. Under the NDC today, is 22%. 70 cents on every dollar had to be paid to go to our national debt that was under the NDC. Under the NNP, it's 48 cents. Over $140 million of unpaid claims left in the Treasury by the NDC. Under the NNP today, we are up to date with zero debt. Under the NDC, they run the country with a monthly deficit of $18 million. Brothers and sisters, the statement is simple, but listen, if every month the government have to look for $18 million that they don't have, that they did not receive in tax and levies, and they have to look for that every month, that kind of tell you the difficulties that exist under this government. Under the NNP today, we're running the country on target with a surplus. Youth unemployment under the NDC was 60%. Under the NNP today is lower. No teachers was made prominent under the NDC. Under the NNP today, we have over 300 teachers who was made prominent. No benefits to public servants today under the NNP. They have paid out over $110 million. Under the NDC, $10 million was owed to NAWASA that they could not have paid. When the NNP come in today with zero debt. Scholarship under the NDC for a whole 5-year period was under $10 million. Brothers and sisters, today, under the NNP, in just this year alone, over $42 million. Now, I accept the fact that Grenada still have a lot of issues that needs to address. But I want you to tell me, when you listen to some programs and all the naysayers and what they have to say, look at all the problems they're pointing out that Grenada have today under this government, which was from even before they came in. Now, if this government have done so well and recognized to the extent in which they have been, that alone, brothers and sisters, can tell you the economic and financial cesspit that existed under the former administration, which is the NDC. I want you to tell me today, after explaining that, tell me why I should not support the NNP under the leadership of Dr. Kit Mitchell. Gentlemen, I trust you will all have a pleasant day.
Have a wonderful day, my friend.
You can just close the program now.
Right there, you can just close up the program.
We could just close the program.
Yeah,
No, we
right.
can't close the program because I have to say condolences to somebody.
Oh, yes.
Yes. The New National Party wishes to, well, not wishes to because we're doing it. We're sending our condolences to the St. Mark family of the New National Party. They've lost the cleaner there at the St. Mark's NNP, not NNP office, but Parliamentary Representative Office. That's Miss Emmeline St. Louis, who would have passed away. So condolences again from the management and staff and executive of the New National Party on her passing. Yeah, I knew Emmeline. Kind of girl, she really the kicks was so. So Evelyn St. Louis, gone to the great beyond out there in St. Mark. We just like to offer our condolences to her family and friends and the NNP St. Mark on a whole, because we know you all going to miss her. Eh? Yeah, it was a live wire. So we know you all going to miss her. All right, so we're offering our condolences to you all and to her. 440-7377 and
347-329-3101.
Yeah, so we're talking sports development and that sort of thing. And, you know, it's wonderful to see individuals like Anderson Peters. You know, that's my boy. To see Anderson Peters being featured, by his college as one of the, you know, the main folks to look at. They did a profile on him where he talked about when he was 14 years old, he was swimming and he see a shark and how he head out of the water quick and all that kind of thing. And to see we have our people ranked highly, like our Kurt Felix or Lyndon Victor, Anderson Peters or Josh Boateng, our Oriolua Cherubin, and we have, all if I ain't calling certain names, okay, our Karani James,
well established.
Of course, I mean, that goes without saying.
Rondell Bartholomew.
Well, Rondell, we haven't been hearing much about Rondell. We really need to research and find out what's going on with Rondell.
Yeah, a lot of what's going on with Rondell.
Yeah. But we also have Braylon Taplin. Yes, so we know that Kirani had several challenges over the past year or so. He's been having several challenges and so medical-wise. And so we're hoping, we know next year is World Championships. So folks, don't wait until next year to come and say, oh, you're going and get involved. I want to follow the sports and this and that and so on.
Follow it now.
Team Grenada from now, we want to hear our anthem playing at the World Championships. Let me say it again. We want to hear our anthem playing at the World Championships. But it ain't going to happen just so. We have to support our athletes. Don't go and play you all bigging up Karani James only when he run and win a race. Or you're only interested when he win a race. You're going and call his name. Big him up now. Big up Braylon Taplin right now. Big up Anderson Peters and Josh Boateng right now. Oriolua Cherubin, big up right now. Yeah, don't hold back. Big up your athletes right now. And we have several of them. I just mentioned a few, but have a lot of others.
You know what? You could remember Sheldon 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
We wasn't talking about
we would have never be talking about, athletes representing Grenada on the world stage.
I mean, the Kuto and them the bad, but...
yeah, of course. But
Ding.
But the foundation wasn't
you know his
there.
Ding,
Yeah,
Ding.
The foundation...
What's Ding proper name? Leon? Leon?
Don't call him that so.
Leon? Ding, 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 ding. Leon.
So imagine, look at where that our athletes are at this point in time, thanks to the vision, the visionary leadership, right, of Dr. Mitchell and the NNP to institute so many things affiliated with sports, so to enhance the ability of our athletes, our students, and so. Look at how many students that obtain scholarships, right, through athletics and basketball and football and so, right? I mean, it's amazing, right, to see where Grenada was and where it is now.
Blue Bubbles Tent Rentals.
Blue Bubbles Tent Rentals.
Call Leon. Dingo, give me 2 bottles in here.
I leave it right there. He just rolling down to the stone.
Leon.
Yeah, don't mind us now. We having fun this morning.
The thing is we buy. You're mad. The thing is we buy. But you're doing a good job with the tent rentals and PA systems and all these things. You're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
So folks, if you're looking, you're having your little wedding, you're having a little function, you could just look up Blue Bubbles. Mr. Technical Man, no, they touch it in the chat. But you could check Blue Bubbles. Just search for him on Facebook. You're on Facebook, so you could check for Don't check for Leon.
Yeah, check for Leon.
Check for Blue Bubbles.
That's our pet name.
He had tent, he had little PA systems.
Yes,
and that little big too.
He had tubs and so to,
he could totally supply your needs. So he's a real nice guy. Really nice guy.
And he got good prices.
Yeah, really nice guy and a professional guy. Believe me, you can't go wrong, right?
You can't
nice.
go wrong. Good
so
staff,
check Leon. Right? But so 600 houses. We have the cricket coming. We have other things taking place. We have hotel facilities. I know the Kawana Bay Hotel is going down. We have another facility that's in Carriacou that's being constructed. Yep. We have the Port Authority, the new port that's open in Carriacou now. The Dolly Sea and the Osprey is docking down there.
Down there, yeah.
We have quite a lot of things have been going on, man.
Construction is.
Yeah, you can't find guys right now.
I know when last.
You can't find guys right now to do simple pankwai.
You can't even get on a Sunday to hire somebody, even paying them double time.
Christmas coming and a lot of people want some guys to go and build cupboard and build little shelf and thing for them or do little work, and they could barely find guys to do, unless it's a relative and they tell you they're going to come and do it for you. You can't find guys to do these things. Guys don't have time for pankwai. They had them busy.
And you know, the thing about it, man, is so many things going on in Grenada. I don't know when last.
I've said not just saying so many positive things.
Positive things going on in Grenada. Yeah. I don't know when last I see a sling or two of cement inside a LA Parcel or in Huggins or so, just sitting there.
Bread. Good morning. Right.
You understand? I don't know when last. Every time I pass it, either them guys cleaning out. They always cleaning out inside it because time a cement come, he gone. All what's staying there is a bus bag.
If you reach,
well, if somebody buying
some
it
of the
port,
companies paying for it and so on, and some of the builders they buying the cement and everything, and by the time it's coming off the port, it's just going straight to the construction side.
Onto the side.
Yeah, so all the duties, everything paid for it, it just goes
positiveness. Positiveness is going on in Grenada.
But not only that, remember again, I keep repeating it because I have a good trade union friend that usually comes on to the live and so from Trinidad, a good friend of mine, schoolmate, friend from since little infants, good friend. And in Trinidad, you have the situation where you have thousands of people going home. In Barbados, you have the situation where you have thousands of people going home. Here in Grenada, we have the situation where we sending thousands out to work.
Not sending them home,
you know. Thousands under the bushing program and the environmental warden. There are two different programs. Environmental wardens are continuous. The bushing is the fortnight, and then you get your 430 or your 430, whatever it is, and you're gone. But we have that taking place. And we have taken 500 under the Empower program, and then a further 1,000. No, what 1,000? It's how much?
Under the Imani?
Yeah.
850.
850 under the Imani. Yeah. Plus, you have 60 people down in training school, mainly women. Down in the training school.
So
you have
officers.
Yeah. Look what that man is. You know, he put the blue bubbles thing in the chat.
Yeah, you see that?
Ding 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 ding. Leon.
Leon, blue bubbles.
Yeah. So you have these things taking place in the country. And while all of this is taking place, you still have people that stand up there saying nothing is taking place. Now here's what. Silver Sands engaged farmers in St. Mark, in St. Andrew, in St. David, in St. George. It's only Carriacou in here they engage farmers yet. They've engaged farmers. And they have actually even bought equipment for these farmers so that they can be providing the produce that is going to be used at the facility. And I think the facility is nearing completion for opening and so. I know they're doing their landscaping, they're doing the front and all kind of thing, they're making it look nice and thing. It's looking nice already, but you know, I want to make a walkthrough before all you open Silver Sands. Link your boy. Let's go.
Eat a food too. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you, Doc, and sorry about that.
Yeah. Doc, just before you say anything, I'm seeing between October the 13th and 18th, there were 4 cement boats in port here in Grenada. 4 cement boats in that space at time.
Yeah, Doc, you can help us. You right on the port.
That's the amount of cement that we're using here in Grenada. 4 cement boats between the 13th and 18th of October.
Where is building taking place?
All over. Go right ahead, Doc. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I don't know if you all had a review of the votings on the two occasions for the CCJ.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the figures now, and I'm seeing an improvement for the yes vote and a reduction for the no vote on this occasion.
Okay.
I didn't compare and contrast both of them yet, but I'll do that.
Yes, I have the figures here.
Yeah.
Okay.
12,606 persons voted no on the previous occasion. On this occasion, 12,133 persons voted no. That's a reduction of 473. On the last occasion, on the previous occasion, 9,640 persons voted yes. On this occasion, 9,846 persons voted yes. An increase of 206.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, indeed, I would say to persons, be consoled, because we see this shows that the movement towards the CCJ has increased, while the movement away from the CCJ has decreased. Although in net terms, there still remains a negative vote. But I am consoled, and I'm happy that indeed more Grenadians on this occasion voted yes, and less Grenadians said no.
Okay.
Okay, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Doc.
All right. Yeah, I didn't go over the figures in detail yet. We didn't go over the figures. But Devon, what else taking place? We have lots of other things taking place.
So many things, yeah. I mean,
because now containerized cargo can go up to Carriacou now.
Yeah, big time.
That couldn't happen this time last year.
No.
That couldn't happen any other time before. But now containerized cargo can go up in the container. You don't have to break bulk in Grenada and put into different thing and then put on a boat and send up.
Yeah.
The container, as it comes, can go direct to Carriacou. Containerized goods can go to Carriacou right now.
Yep.
So that's a good thing.
That's a plus.
Right.
A serious plus for the, our brothers and sisters in Carriacou and PT Martinique. See, and that's progress. Good morning to you, Honorable Kindra Matthew and Stewart. And how you doing this morning?
Kindra, you're walking,
and your
girl.
team, you working, my dear.
You're walking,
yeah,
girl.
you and your team together with the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique.
Montreal people are again, I can't expect better. So there.
When you talk about Montreal people, you always remind me of Uncle Gary, you know. And he used to live right there at Montreal.
Not that Montreal.
Always a popular name, eh? Montreal.
But man, 4 seamen boats in the space are 5 days.
5 days?
4 seamen boats.
And how many container ships?
Well, that's the next thing.
That's the next one.
Even the car boat visiting kind of regular, but I ain't getting a car on it. But the car boat visiting kind of regular.
What about tell me? You say, where all this car in green are going? The car boat coming full, you dropping all, but you don't going back with none.
But that's what going on in shooting now. Where them car going?
Where them cars going? No,
where does the cargo go?
Yeah, where does the cargo go?
Yeah, when the car goes, where does the cargo go? Yeah, so I don't understand. But they have a lot of cars on island.
I mean,
I'm seeing a lot of young persons making the special effort to go get their license. A lot of middle-aged people as well making the special effort to go get their license. I live in the south of the island, so I see them on a daily basis. I'm seeing one of my niece going for hers. I hope she gets. She had to go this week. Yeah, my nice little niece. I hope she gets it.
That's good.
Hey, I have 40-something nieces and nephews here. Don't get tied up with it. Yeah. Well, that I know of. I think we are a lot more than that, but anyhow.
And and to our young people, as you endeavor to get your legal document to drive on the road, be mindful, right? You young upcoming drivers, and so be very patient on the road, be attentive, and be very considerate.
Mm-hmm. And Christmas coming up, because that's some kind of mad people on the road. So careful.
Yeah.
Careful. Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. the country that has the finance minister of the year and from which the governor of the bank of the year for the Caribbean region came from. So the finance minister of the year and the governor of the year. Both of them came from
Grenada.
Where we coming from? Grenada.
One from GBSS, one from PBC. So you see we sharing it there? We Grenadians. We love you all. Wherever you're listening us from, wherever you're viewing us from, we want to say, hey, thank you.
I wonder if we could play a little song for let me play a nice song. No, but it's not that time. Then people who in the cold might vex with us. And whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. You want to be speaking. Hold on. Whatever you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
Love each and every one of you. Like them a nice song, man.
Summertime, come on. In the Isle of Spice. Let's go. Spice Island, summertime, come on. To the Isle of Spice. Let's go. Buckle up, make that trip. Go Grenada for the summertime. Yes, man. Be a mass, drink some rum, smell some spice, and free up your mind. You know, see how we do. A gem in the Caribbean so unique.
The Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts present Youth Week 2018, empowering our youth, shaping our community, protecting our future. The week of activities kicks off on Friday, November 9th with the Minister's Address from 8 p.m. Saturday, 10th November, Health Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cuthbert Peters Park War, and the Fitness Revolution, 3 p.m. Concord Junction. Sunday, 11th November, it's the Peace Concert, Grenville Brush Terminal. On Tuesday, 13th November, ministers meet with the youth at Her Majesty's Prison. Thursday, 15th November from 5 p.m. It's the Imani Graduation, Youth Awards and Gala. And on Friday, 16th through the weekend, it's the National Youth Service Weekend. Every parish get involved. And on Saturday, 17th November, it's Youth Expo, Explosion Fashion and Cultural Day. 2 p.m. until at Hero Square, Victoria in St. Mark. So remember, Youth Week 2018, November 9th to the 17th.
Ministry of Education says teachers who follow GUT directives to stay home run the risk of not being paid for that period. Details to this story and more coming up in the National Report. Welcome back with the National Report. I am Wendy Edmond reporting for today, Wednesday, November 7th, 2018. The Ministry of Education is warning that teachers who elect to follow what it calls the unlawful directive of the President of the Grenada Union of Teachers run the risk of not being paid for the period they do not report to work. The ministry issued a statement expressing concern that GUT President Mr. Sheldon Lewis had again instructed all teachers, including temporary teachers, not to report to work on Wednesday, November 7th, for purposes of resting in contemplation of pension. The statement added that teachers are paid to perform the duties and that staying away from work for rest in contemplation of pension is irregular industrial action as defined in the Labor Relations Act. The ministry's statement expressed disappointment that the GUT can take this action against the nation's children and their parents, many of whom may not be able to make alternative arrangements. It added that for the benefit of all teachers in the government service, including temporary teachers, that such a call is in breach of the Labor Relations Act Cap 157A, Section 45, and therefore unlawful, and it is also in breach of the collective agreement between the Government of Grenada and the GUT, specifically Article 16, which is the procedure for the resolution of disputes. It used the opportunity to thank all teachers who continued to teach the nation's children on Monday and Wednesday. Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell is making another call for adequate and predictable grant-based climate change financing to be made accessible to the most vulnerable small island developing states. He was at the time addressing the opening ceremony of the Green Climate Fund Structured Dialogue being hosted by Grenada. The dialogue provides an opportunity to reflect on progress made and lessons learned from the first structured dialogue in Belize. Dr. Mitchell warned that the Caribbean needs to take decisive action to mitigate the effects of climate change, but warns that there must be support in terms of accessible financing.
I want to champion the call to look beyond the per capita gross domestic product of our countries as the yardstick to determine eligibility for concessionary climate financing.
Georgia Farrer, alternate member of the GCF board, says climate change is a serious challenge to the sustainable development of small island developing states that also face the problems of being small and vulnerable economies.
The Caribbean region is also suffering from slow onset processes related to climate change, including sea level rise and the reduced availability of freshwater resources, with negative effects on health, agriculture, and food security. Countries of the Caribbean requires urgent and ambitious financial, technological, and technical support on grant and concessional terms to rebuild and to adapt to climate change.
This is the National Report. When we return, more news.
Big business don't participate.
Welcome back. In more news, Grenada did not secure the two-thirds majority it needed to make the Caribbean Court of Appeal its final appellate court in a second referendum, which was held on Tuesday. The case was similar in Antigua and Barbuda, which also voted in a referendum on Tuesday, opting to keep the London-based Privy Council as the final court of appeal. During an interview on GIS television following the results, Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell said he was satisfied that the government gave Grenadians an opportunity to participate in a process that will afford them access to justice at its highest level through constitution reform.
The people have voted based on what they wish to see. So, and as a serious Democrat, it's been accepted. I'm not happy with it, but I've certainly accepted it. That's always been my position when results of any election is given.
He is saddened that some groups chose to politicize the process and confuse the minds of the electorate.
I am very clear in my conscience that I did the right thing, that I firmly believe that the CCJ is in fact the court that should be dealing with our final judicial system in the region, and I have no doubt that history will prove me right. I will not initiate another attempt at this issue as Prime Minister of the country. This is what I said. And I hold very, very dearly to this particular position. I don't want to be a factor in something not getting the desired result, because our children and grandchildren's future is at stake. So if I am the problem for some people, and then why I will not be one to want to interfere with this, and I feel extremely sorry about this. And that has been my position. As I said before, I accept the results of the people who have voted in the country.
Acting Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Alex Phillips, says 22,098 or 28% of registered voters participated in the referendum. 9,846 voted yes to the bill, while 12,133 voted against. In terms of percentage, Phillips said that 45.08% voted yes and 54.39% voted no.
As a result, the two-thirds majority that was needed for the bill to go through, that didn't happen. Therefore, preliminary count shows that the referendum didn't go through.
In the first referendum in 2016, the bill was one of 7 presented for constitution reform, when 12,635 voted against the move and 9,639 in support. Finally, in the national report, Grenada's National Science Fair is only a few hours away, and stakeholders and staff of the Ministry of Education are busy putting the final touches on what promises to be an excellent showcase of scientific talent by the nation's students and stakeholders on Friday, November 9th at the Grenada Trade Center. We get more in this Annette Moore report.
The National Science Fair begins on November 8th with an opening ceremony at 2 p.m., followed by a closed judging session. The following day, Friday, November 9th, begins with the public viewing of projects from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., followed by a closing and prize-giving ceremony at 3 p.m. 60 projects from 45 primary and secondary schools, the TAMCC Science Club, Green Energy, and climate change stakeholders will be on display. Projects will reflect aspects of the theme, which is highlighting STEM solutions for climate change and energy efficiency. Categories for projects include coastlines and the ocean, forestry and biodiversity, food security and soil, water, waste, energy and transport, and mathematics. This event comes on the heels of several district science fairs.
What we have done is we have been having district fairs. And from the district fairs, we'll be choosing the best 10 projects to move on to the national.
Students are also encouraged to execute their projects in the schools and communities.
When they come up with the idea, we provide as much support to improve on it, data-wise, financially. Sometimes we do not have that, but what we do have is some stakeholders coming on board to assist schools to take it from this project phase into the implementation phase.
Sponsors of the National Science Fair include the GEF Small Grants Program through the St. Andrews Development Organization, UNESCO, and GIC in collaboration with Green Energy and Green Apps.
We want to take this opportunity to thank them and to encourage more to come on board.
The public is encouraged to visit the Grenada Trade Center to view the display and to support this event. Prizes will be awarded, including a People's Choice Award, during the prize-giving ceremony on Friday. For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
And that's a wrap of the National Report for today, Wednesday, November 7th, 2018. Recapping the top story, Ministry of Education says teachers who follow duty directive to stay home run the risk of not being paid for that period. On behalf of all of us in the newsroom, I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for viewing.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.